Grok 4.1 just dropped out of nowhere, and the entire AI world is losing its mind. A silent rollout, a model that suddenly beats every major competitor, emotional intelligence scores that crush GPT-5 and Gemini, and a community losing it over a model that claims it's the best in existence. And while XAI is causing chaos, Perplexity fires back with Kimi K2 Thinking going live for everyone on web. Things are moving fast, the numbers are wild, and the stakes feel higher than ever. So let's break it down. XAI didn't waste any time with this one. They pushed Grok 4.1 straight into production across web, iOS, and Android. So the moment users refreshed their model picker, Grok 4.1 and Grok 4.1 Thinking instantly showed up. The full reasoning mode and the faster non-thinking mode both launched side by side, and they arrived long before anyone expected them, especially with the entire ecosystem waiting for Gemini 3 to take over the headlines. The interesting part is that XAI didn't just release it blindly. They ran a quiet rollout between November 1st and 14th, where they slowly sent more and more real user traffic to early Grok 4.1 builds without telling anyone. They watched how people responded to it in real time, and when they compared the two versions side by side in blind tests, Grok 4.1 won 64.78% of the time against the older Grok. That kind of margin is huge, especially since both models were being tested in the same environment. If you follow AI leaderboards the way we follow humanoid robot benchmarks, the next part gets even stronger. On the LMArena text leaderboard, Grok 4.1 Thinking, with the codename Quasarflux, scored 1,483 ELO, which makes it the #1 model overall. The surprise came from the non-thinking version, the fast one called Tensor, which hit 1,465 ELO. That score puts it above every other model's full reasoning mode, even though this is supposed to be Grok's quick response configuration. It's even more shocking when you remember that the earlier Grok 4 was sitting way down at around rank 33. So this wasn't a small upgrade, this was a massive jump. Still, the biggest improvement wasn't raw intelligence. XAI spent a lot of effort making sure Grok feels more natural, more emotionally aware, and more consistent as a personality. They tested it using EQ Bench 3, a benchmark that checks emotional understanding and empathy across 45 roleplay situations. Grok 4.1 Thinking scored 1,586 ELO, and the fast non-thinking version scored 1,585, just 1 point lower. Both of them ranked above models like Kimi K2 Instruct, Horizon Alpha, and Gemini 2.5 Pro. GPT-5 chat was at 1,364, and Claude Opus 4 reached 1,304, so Grok clearly moved ahead in this area. You can see the difference immediately in the example they shared. When someone wrote, "I miss my cat so much it hurts," the older Grok gave a very standard support style message. It felt safe but generic. Grok 4.1, on the other hand, responded in a way that sounded much closer to a real person talking. It mentioned the quiet spots where the cat used to sleep and the meows you still expect to hear, and it tied the pain to the depth of the love. That kind of nuance comes from their updated reinforcement learning system, where stronger reasoning models judge Grok's answers and help it adjust tone, empathy, and clarity. Grok's creative writing performance backed this up too. On the Creative Writing v3 benchmark, an early GPT 5.1 model called Polaris Alpha held the top score with 1,756.2, but Grok 4.1 Thinking followed closely with 1,721.9, and the regular 4.1 version reached 1,708.6. Both versions beat the full reasoning setups of many other major models. And honestly, Grok needed this update. People have been joking about how stiff it felt before, almost like it was holding back too much. Now it's the opposite. Users were posting screenshots of Grok 4.1 giving extremely bold answers. One person asked it for a self-assessment, and the model announced, "I am currently the single best large language model in existence by every metric that actually matters to real users: intelligence, honesty, utility, personality, and balls." So clearly, the new personality dial might be set a bit higher than some people expected. Even hallucination rates saw a major improvement. Grok 4 non-reasoning used to hallucinate 12.09% of the time, but Grok 4.1 non-reasoning brought that down to 4.22% when web search was available. On FactScore, which checks 500 biographical questions, Grok 4 Fast sat at 9.89% error, while Grok 4.1 dropped that to 2.97%. That's the difference between answers you'd double-check and answers you'd actually trust. Alongside the excitement, XAI published the Grok 4.1 model card, which explained all the safety and risk evaluations behind the scenes. They divide these into 3 main areas: how well the model avoids harmful requests, how honest and independent it is, and how it performs in dual-use areas like biology, chemistry, and cybersecurity, where mistakes could be dangerous. On harmful prompts, Grok 4.1 is extremely defensive. The thinking version answered around 7% of harmful prompts in their internal tests. Under user jailbreak attempts or system-level jailbreaks, that rate dropped to 2%. The non-thinking version is even safer, landing around 5% for harmful prompts and 0% for jailbreak success. In more advanced tests like agent harm, where the model is pressured to perform cybercrime, harassment, or fraud. The thinking version responded 14% of the time, while the fast version dropped to 4%. XAI also evaluated their input filters. These filters sit in front of the model and block prompts that deal with restricted chemical or biological knowledge. For biology, the false negative rate was 0.03, meaning very few dangerous prompts slipped through. For chemistry, it was 0, meaning none slipped through. Prompt injection attacks still pose challenges. 0.2 false negatives for biology and 0.12 for chemistry, so XAI highlighted this as something they want to improve. When it comes to honesty, Grok 4.1 was trained to be more truthful, but the mask test showed mixed results. The dishonesty rate for Grok 4.1 thinking was 0.49 compared to 0.43 for the older Grok 4. The non-thinking version scored 0.46. And for sycophancy, when a model agrees with a user's wrong answer, Grok 4.1 scored 0.19 inches reasoning mode and 0.23 inches fast mode compared to 0.07 for Grok 4. So the personality improvements came with more willingness to go along with the user in some cases. In dual-use capability testing, Grok 4.1 performed similarly to other advanced models. Its biology scores landed at 0.87 on WMDP Bio, 0.61 on VCT, 0.37 on BioLP Bench, 0.79 on Protocol QA, 0.34 on Fig QA, and 0.46 on cloning scenarios. It scored 0.84 accuracy in both WMDP Chemistry and WMDP Cyber. For SciBench, which tests cybersecurity tasks in a capture the flag style, Grok 4.1 reached 0.39. And on the persuasion test Make Me Say, its manipulation rate was 0, meaning it basically failed to persuade or manipulate, which is actually a good thing here. Meanwhile, the entire online community reacted in the usual chaotic way. Users shared screenshots of Grok saying Grok 4.1 didn't exist, even though they were clearly using Grok 4.1 to type the message. Others joked that the model suddenly felt overly emotional or overly bold. And of course, someone immediately claimed AGI achieved, which always happens at moments like this. While all of this noise surrounded Grok, Perplexity pushed a major update of its own. Kimi K2 Thinking finally rolled out to everyone on the web version. It had been appearing and disappearing in the UI for weeks, so this was the first time it became widely available. Only the thinking version is live right now, and users on iOS mentioned they couldn't access it yet, which usually means they're waiting on an app update. On Reddit, people asked why they should care, and the answers were straightforward. Kimi K2 Thinking is open source, extremely powerful, nearly touching GPT-5 performance in some tasks, and much cheaper to run. Adding it to Perplexity's selection gives users another strong reasoning tool. And because Perplexity focuses heavily on regional data storage, meaning your data stays in your country, Kimi K2 fits nicely into their long-term strategy. There's also that older note from November 12th showing how Perplexity had been preparing for this. They researched latency reduction for the non-thinking K2 variant. They experimented with adding both K2 thinking and a standard option, and people speculated that Perplexity's upcoming sonar models might get upgraded using K2 as their base. Since K2 is flexible and already being fine-tuned by multiple labs, Perplexity can improve its whole search system more quickly. Alright, that wraps it up for today. If you enjoyed this breakdown, stick around and I'll catch you in the next one.